Hey guys, and welcome to the video. We're going to be discussing a test trailer for a potential Bloodstrike movie from the creator of Deadpool. So let's dive into this comic book movie news. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and stay up to date with all the movie news going on around here, guys. So guys, we're going to take a look at this article here from movieweb.com. Deadpool creator shares Bloodstrike movie test trailer. Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld reveals a proof of concept trailer for a potential Bloodstrike movie. Yeah, guys, so I saw this article. I thought this was super interesting. It's a Deadpool-esque kind of character. Obviously, he comes from the creator of Deadpool himself. And it looks pretty cool. It piqued my interest. I thought you guys might find this interesting. There's some test footage that they want to get a movie made of Bloodstrike. I have to be completely honest. I've never even heard of the character until I read this article. But he looks cool, looks very similar in the vein to Deadpool. And I mean, the Deadpool movies are unbelievably popular. So if they can get a movie that's made like this, an R-rated one as well, then it could be just as popular, in my opinion. So let's have a read and see what it has to say, guys. So as Deadpool gets ready for his official debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, his co-creator, Rob Liefeld, now wants to bring another group of famous characters to the theatre with Bloodstrike movie. Liefeld is one of the great legends in the world of comic books, having worked in various companies, including DC and Marvel, the latter being where he left his most important mark thanks to characters like Deadpool, Cable, and Domino. Now the Merc with a Mouth has become one of cinema's most popular anti-heroes. Liefeld wants to bring another group of mercenaries to the big screen. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if he's managed to do it once, there's no reason why he couldn't do it again. I mean, as I say, if he can create a character or a set of characters like mercenaries that are just as popular as Deadpool, I mean, go for it. If people are going to enjoy it and love it as much as Deadpool, then absolutely why not? Through his Instagram page, the writer and artist shared test trailer for Bloodstrike movie, project he has been working on for a long time. The trailer was directed by Philip J. Silvera, who was the stunt coordinator on the first Deadpool film, and who was also one of the action scene supervisors on the Netflix Daredevil, being one of those responsible for the memorable hallway sequence. We all know about the hallway sequence in Daredevil. Oh my god, that was incredible, that scene. The guy just went, Daredevil just went ham on people. It was super realistic, super gritty, super dark. Just a load of guys in a hallway, simple, and he's just kicking the crap out of everyone. And it was one of the most glorious things I've ever seen. So let's have a look at this test trailer footage here, guys, for a Bloodstrike movie. Oh, let me just do that. Might have to refresh the page quickly. Sorry about that. Let's go. Yeah, so there we go, guys. So that was the test footage for a potential Bloodstrike movie. It looks pretty damn cool. It looks very reminiscent of, scenes from Deadpool. Mercenaries fighting off against each other, throwing each other around. The blood, guts, and gore and stuff that we've come to know from the Deadpool movies. The R-ratedness of them, I should say. But yeah, it looks cool. This very much looks like it's from a, like a PlayStation game or like a cutscene from a game. It looks really cool. I'd definitely be interested in it. I mean, if they can make, like I say, if they can make it as good or better, potentially, who knows, than what Deadpool has already done, then why not? I mean, capture lightning in a bottle twice, may be able to do it. But anyway, guys, so we've got a huge kind of quote here, almost kind of like a monologue, not monologue, but like paragraph that the, Rob Liefeld himself has written about what he wants to do with this movie. So, strap in, we're just going to read through this and see if we can get a little bit more information about it. So, Bloodstrike, proof of concept. When taking a comic book from page to screen, there are always hurdles. Screenplay, screenwriters, talents that attach and move on. It gets really old. It gets old really fast. I've waited to connect with a director with the same zeal for the material, someone who can nurture it to the finish line, be a true partner in the process. I met Phil Silvera on the first Deadpool film. He had just completed his work on Daredevil seasons 1 and 2, the architect of those great hallway battles. He was a stunt coordinator as well and the second unit director on Deadpool, and he expressed his immediate and overwhelming knowledge of all things comic books to me. Phil had been there at the beginning of my own career and expressed his passion for my library of extreme characters. There was one that stood out above all the rest, Bloodstrike. He told me we were going to make a film together, and he meant it. During the pandemic, we got serious, and he said he had a few jobs he had to complete, but he could turn his full attention to Cabot and the boys at Project Born Again. He promised he would create and direct a proof of concept for Bloodstrike, showing me his exact approach. Here is your first glimpse of Bloodstrike as we work our way towards a cinematic experience. APOC shows the world and its characters for the interested parties looking to jump on board. Watching this amazing footage only reaffirmed that Phil Silvera is the talent to bring this glorious live action. I promise to take all of you on this journey as we build our Bloodstrike film together. The casting, the studio, the script. I give you the updates as it comes together. I'm so tired of hearing about deals, even my own. I'd rather show you what it's going to look like. This is just a tease of what lies ahead. I'm dedicated now more than ever to bringing my extreme catalogue to life with talented partners like Phil, and this is just the beginning. Yeah, guys, so this sounds, it sounds absolutely fantastic. They worked on it during the pandemic. He's got someone helping him who was on the Deadpool movies as a stunt coordinator, who worked on the Daredevil seasons over at Netflix. So we got someone looking after this film, or kind of working on this film, who really knows how to do superhero-esque movies. I mean, you've got Netflix's Daredevil. I mean, that's about as dark and as gritty as it gets. He worked as a stunt coordinator on Deadpool, as I say, so he's got experience in that. So it seems like this Phil guy helping out Rob Liefeld with this Bloodstrike concept, it seems like they're all in. They really want this to work, and it's a proven concept. As I say, Deadpool's worked not only once but twice. It's got 2 movies. They were both universally loved. The gore, the humor, the ridiculousness, and if they can do this again but do it with a Bloodstrike, there's absolutely no reason why it wouldn't work, and I'm sure people would love it. The only problem is Bloodstrike obviously isn't as well known as Deadpool. Like I said before, I'd even read this article. I had no idea, never heard of Bloodstrike before. Didn't know it was a person or a group. So for those unaware, Bloodstrike is a group of assassins who work in the shadows, carrying out missions for the United States government. Its members had died before joining the team and were brought back to life as part of the Born Again project. Oh, that's pretty cool. So they're almost kind of like zombie Deadpools. which is kind of cool, a cool concept, I guess. So they could use their unique abilities to serve in tasks that no one else would do. This group is made up of Cabot Stone, Foreplay, Deadlock, Shogun, Tag, and Chappelle. For now, there is no official designated director, although Silvera will surely end up taking charge of the project, which has to find a studio to finance it, since several companies have been involved in the project, including Netflix, but have not yet found the perfect ally to develop it and bring it to theaters. Yeah, so it seems like with this test footage, guys, that they're really working on kind of, building up a portfolio of this movie, so to speak, so they can show it to potential studios, potential directors, get people on board. And do you remember before the first Deadpool movie came out, you remember we had that short kind of test footage of the Deadpool movie that accidentally got leaked? I say accidentally, but I believe it was leaked on purpose. And then obviously studios saw it, they picked it up, and the rest is history. But yeah, so Rob Liefeld is no longer allowed to talk about Deadpool 3. Liefeld has worked closely with teams behind Deadpool films to ensure they're bringing the source material to the big screen in the best possible way, but also without being a problem for the studios. However, the artist sometimes reveals details that he shouldn't. Yeah, I mean, it can be so easy to do that. I mean, if you're in imagine if you have to do so many different interviews and people are always asking you questions about your movies, about your characters, about things that you're developing and doing, and you're so excited to talk about it, and it's going to be hard for things not to slip out when you're excited and you're talking about things that you're doing, and I can really understand that. So Deadpool 3 is one of the most anticipated projects in the future of the MCU, as it will be the first participation of Ryan Reynolds' character in the franchise. the first R-rated film from Marvel Studios, and will also bring back Hugh Jackman as Wolverine alongside many other surprises. Therefore, it is evident that the studio wants there to be no leaks of information about this film, which is why they have prohibited Liefeld from sharing any details. And then Liefeld goes on to say, quote, "I can't say anything about this movie as I promised Marvel and Disney. I got the call, so here I am saying nothing. I will say nothing," he tried, "but I cannot say anything. There's nothing to be said." Before receiving the call, Liefeld had spoken several times about the film, assuring fans that they could expect a story as incredible and as spectacular as the first two were, also confirming that there will be many cameos and more than fans can imagine. Yeah, probably the X-Men are going to show up. Deadpool 3 is set to hit theaters May 3rd, 2024. The film was directed by Sean Levy, who already worked with Jackman on Real Steel and Reynolds on Free Guy. I didn't like Free Guy. And The Adam Project, haven't seen that. But yeah, guys, so that's kind of where we are. This is kind of cool. This is kind of exciting. I would love to see the success of Deadpool kind of replicated. If they can do it with this Bloodstrike movie, that would be super cool. Like I say, I think the only pitfall at the moment is that a lot of people don't know this Bloodstrike character. If you took the average, theater going audience member and you said to them, would you like a movie about Bloodstrike? I bet a lot of people would say, oh, I've never heard of him. I don't know who he is. But then again, if you said, oh, do you know Deadpool? A lot of people would know Deadpool. So maybe it's just the popularity of the character, but that can always be solved through, effective marketing of the character of the film if it's coming out. And yeah, there we go, guys. So I'd love to hear your comments about this. Would you be excited for a Bloodstrike movie? That would be in a similar vein to a Deadpool movie, R-rated, gory, mercenaries fighting each other. I'm all there for it if it's done well. Yeah, just let me know what you think, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.